Good evening to my fellow graduates, family, friends, and faculty. Today we celebrate the incredible accomplishment made by each and every Hope graduate, and together we look toward the bright future awaiting us all. But first, I'd like to start by thanking all of the people who have helped us get to where we are today. First, our amazing faculty and staff who have guided us through every step of this process and encouraged us to push through and see this to the end. Next, our families who have cheered us on and support us without fail whenever things get tough. And lastly, each other, our friends, who have traveled this journey alongside us every step of the way. Our friends who have stayed up with us to pull all-nighters, who have brought us iced coffee at work the next day, who have comforted us when that one paper or exam didn't go the way we planned, and so much more. I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to everyone who ensured that we didn't have to do this on our own. And I think I speak for everyone here when I say we really couldn't have done this without you. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I sat down to write this speech, I had absolutely no idea what to say. What is there to say about a year filled with so much chaos and confusion, many of us didn't know if we'd make it here today? What is there to say to a group of graduates who have been exhausted by a devastating global pandemic, the loss of loved ones, national political unrest, and social isolation? As it turns out, it's really hard to write a commencement speech about a year that has in many ways been really terrible. But I think that somewhere along the way I realized honesty about what this year has been for us is the best way for me to communicate just how special this commencement is and just how proud of ourselves we should be. So, to my class of 2021, please find respite in the fact that we have made a monumental accomplishment despite living through one of the most stressful and devastating years any of us have ever seen. We have been lonely, discouraged, overwhelmed, and disheartened by the state of the world and the weight it's put on our shoulders. We have been severed from our communities, we have lost loved ones, and at times we have felt the ground threaten to give out beneath us. And yet, in the midst of the chaos, confusion, and loss, we persevered. And in doing so, I think we have rediscovered the true meaning of community. We have learned to lean on each other, to ask for help, and to extend grace and accept grace when extended to us. And I think that in the midst of such a crazy, stressful year, we have all learned how to love each other a little more like Jesus would want us to. In many ways, we learned just how much we really need each other and how to be there for each other through life's darkest valleys. And in this relying on each other, it seems we have forged a deeper connection to not only what it means to be happy, but also what it is to be truly successful. We succeed at living the life God calls us to live when we steep our actions in love, when we dare to hope for a better future, and when we make the brave and selfless decision to take care of each other along the way. If anything, this past year has taught me that nothing of true value can be accomplished alone, or at the very least, victory is sweetest when celebrated with the people that you love. So, my fellow graduates, my peers and friends, take a deep breath and feel so proud of the fact that we did it. Together, we reached this milestone. We can now lift our gaze to the horizon and discover what it means to enact this new understanding of community in wherever our futures take us. To conclude, I'd like to leave you with what I consider one of the most important verses in the Bible, which I think the Message version says most beautifully. In his first letter to the people of Corinth, Paul the Apostle writes, "If I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I'm nothing but the creaking of a rusty gate. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all mystery and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I'm nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, and what I do, I'm bankrupt without love." Wherever we find ourselves in 3 or 5 or 10 years, I pray we will remember the cornerstone of community, which we've found to be love, and take what we've learned into our classrooms, our workplaces, and our lives. Because in everything we do, we are all truly bankrupt without love. Thank you.